Hey guys, it's Connie. I'm back. I'm here in beautiful sunny California. Well, actually, as you can tell, it's not so sunny today. We are in beautiful Napa though with the first ever hybrid LX. So this is the 2025 Lexus LX700h. Means it's the hybrid, which is the first time on the LX. And this is the Overtrail trim, which you can see is a little muddy, and that is exactly what the Overtrail trim is for. It is to get muddy and go off-road and go on some serious adventures with your luxury SUV. Three-row SUV, I will say. You can get the Overtrail in just a two-row or with the third row. The Overtrail comes with 3 lockers, front, center, and rear, which is the only Lexus that has that capability. That just gives it that extra off-road handling capability. It has a skid plate, it has these huge 33-inch tires. It has multi-terrain select and that crawl control that I've talked about on both Toyota and Lexus lately when I talk about off-roading. It's like adaptive cruise control for when you're off-roading. So we've done this crazy off-road trail. We've gotten this thing incredibly muddy, and it's still a luxury SUV that's incredibly capable. So we're driving this LX700h here in the hills and rolling highways of Napa, California. Unfortunately, it's a rainy day, but it's giving us the opportunity to really enjoy the LX both on road and off. This is the first hybrid on the LX. So this is a 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 with 457 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. It is full-time four-wheel drive, and it tows more than any LX before at 8,000 pounds. It is incredibly comfortable. It is completely capable. It is the only Lexus with 3 lockers, so this Overtrail trim is incredibly off-road capable if you're taking your $100,000 SUV on the off-road trails, which is what we're doing today here in California with this new LX hybrid. And then we get that gorgeous rear light bar like all Lexus SUVs, and this back end is big and boxy. And this one has the 2-row option, but you can get a 3rd row even in the Overtrail trim, unlike the GX. So if you want a 3-row that's incredibly capable, this LX can handle it. This is also cool. If you hit this, it will let you grab your stuff, lock the vehicle, and then the rear liftgate will close as you're walking away and lock the vehicle. And yes, we have soft closed doors. And then here I have the F Sport trim, which is the more sporty spec. Ironically, in Canada, you can only get the 600 in the F Sport. In the US, this is the F Sport on a 700h. Interesting. And again, we have a totally different grille, again, on this different spec. Okay, this spec has the bench seat, but you can get captain's chairs and you can even get an executive package. This is the F Sport with the bench seat in the middle, seat 7. We have really nice leather interior. I love Lexus red. We have pop-out cup holders in the center. We have a good amount of room. I'm 5'1", but we do have a huge hump in the middle, which limits your middle passenger space. What I love though is this 4-zone climate control, heated and ventilated outboard seats. We get a little closed USB-C chargers and a 12-volt here. I love that that's closed. It just makes it look so clean. But the 4-zone climate control just gives you that flexibility with your rear passengers to make themselves comfortable. You can even reach the cooler box, the standard cooler box in the center console. You can even reach that from back here, which is cool. And it opens from both sides. I would say, however, I'd love to see a panoramic sunroof at this price point. This is well over $100,000, but let's see if it's available on any of the other specs. Cut. We have a really nice door panel here. It's gorgeous red leather throughout, a Mark Levinson sound system, and standard window shades in the second row. Love that. All right, we're gonna hop in the third row and see how much room there is. These are not tilt and slide seats, so you can't have a car seat in the seat that you're folding forward to get in. But of course, you can get captain's chairs on some trims. Just want to move this back to a reasonable place. There we go. So this back seat is not a full-time third row, I wouldn't say. I mean, look how high my legs are off the floor. Not a ton of room, but with this boxy shape, I have lots of headroom. I'm 5'1". We have cup holders on both sides. We have USB-C chargers on both sides. And then these seats are power tilt and folding. So we can recline just a little bit. Good size headrest. We do have vents back here, which I appreciate. A good size window back here. And then we do not have latch or lower anchors for car seats here in the third row. We can also power fold the seats flat from the third row. And this is what it looks like with the third row flat. And this is the ultra luxury trim in atomic silver. And now I'm in the ultra luxury top trim of the LX700H. I even can recline and put my feet up back here. I have massaging seats. They're heated and ventilated. I have everything I need in the back seat of this LX700H. We have a gorgeous wood and leather trimmed steering wheel in this ultra luxury. It is gorgeous, and then our tension sensor, which is on the other trims as well. We have adaptive cruise control settings, and then our music and Hey Lexus is here on the steering as well. We have paddle shifters in this top trim. We have a fully digital gauge cluster across the whole lineup. That's not just ultra luxury. We do have head-up display, and then we have a couple of screens here. There's a lot going on with physical touch buttons and touch screens. Of course, it has wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. The Lexus navigation system is amazing. We've been using it all day here. We have some of our capability functions in here, drive mode functions, climate, and then we have hard touch climate as well, which I do appreciate, and it is a 4-zone climate system across the lineup. Even this ultra luxury trim has the mount multi-terrain select and the crawl control, but I don't think you're taking this spec off-road like we did with the Overtrail. Heated and ventilated seats, of course, heated steering wheel, nice little storage cubby, USB-C chargers, 2 of them, a wireless charging box, a wireless charging pad, and then this is a cool box, which is standard across the lineup. So every spec of the LX gets the cooler box. We have a front locking differential again on this ultra luxury, but again, I don't think you're taking this spec off-road. And then we have our variable suspension. So it's a hydraulic system in the new LX. It's not air suspension, but it does have a travel of up to 5.5 inches, and that's the Overtrail trim. So some specs are gonna get a little more, and that's the Overtrail because of its handling capabilities for off-roading. Gorgeous leather everywhere. This color or interior color is called Sunflare, and it is quite spectacular. Of course, we get the digital rear view mirror as well, which I always love. And now I have the LX600, which is the base gas-only trims of the new LX. This is the base premium trim. As you can see, we get a totally different grille. Once again, we still get the gorgeous LEDs. We still get headlamp washers. We still get so much luxury on this base trim because it is what you would expect from the LX. I mean, with a starting price of about 107,000 US and about 122,000 Canadian, this is what you get. It is gorgeous, it is capable. You still get so many options on the LX600 Premium. Right now, I'm in the base LX600 Premium, and although This one is a little bit less powerful because it's not the new hybrid. It still drives amazing. So this is a 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, 409 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic transmission, tows up to 8,000 pounds. We still get the adaptive suspension, so the hydraulic suspension on the base premium trim. And there's so much to love even on this base premium. You don't have to go up to the hybrid to get really luxury features and a luxurious drive in this new LX for 2025. And rightfully so, because the base LX600, this is the premium, the base trim, starts at about 107,000 US dollars and about 121 or 122,000 Canadian dollars. So premium 3-row SUV. And yes, in this base trim, the premium, you get the 3rd row, so it's a 7-passenger. And then there's just plenty of different trims and specs and options. You can even get the 3 rows in the Overtrail, which is the off-roading spec, which you don't get in the GX. So when in the GX has the Overtrail trim, it was the first to get the Overtrail. And in the GX with the Overtrail, you don't get the 3rd row. And there's no option for the 3rd row in the Overtrail. It just deletes the 3rd row. But in this LX, you have the choice. You can have the 3rd row in the off-road spec, which is the Overtrail. So what do you guys think of this new LX? I love a few things about it. I would choose probably this F Sport or the Overtrail. I'm torn. I love going off-road, but if I'm spending this much on a 3-row, it's probably not going off-road. I'm probably not actually gonna go rock crawling with it. What do you think? I wanna hear from you. Do you think you're gonna buy $140,000 SUV and take it off-road? Let me know. And then we have this ultra luxury, which is insane. This giant SUV being a 4-seater with this executive package, but it's a beautiful, beautiful spec. The new LX starts at about 122,000 Canadian dollars and about 107,000 US dollars. It goes all the way from premium to luxury, F Sport, and all the way up to the ultra luxury. And I will say in Canada and the US, things are a little bit different. In Canada, the 600, the hybrid can only be had on the top trims in Canada, whereas in the US, you can have the 700H in several different specs. So that's something to consider as well. So the top price for the ultra luxury spec of the 700H will set you back about 140,000 US dollars and 174,000 Canadian dollars. 174,000 Canadian dollars. I was a little shook. Let me know what you think. Leave me a question or a comment. Please do subscribe. Come find me on social media. I'm on TikTok and Instagram. And let's chat. We'll see you soon.